To spend winter in Montreal, you're gonna have to get used to the idea of a long, merciless stretch of dark, cold, gray, rainy, snowy, icy weather. I knew this going into this part of my travels. Spending 6 weeks in Montreal, even though it's by far not the worst part of the winter, November and December are notably gray and cloudy and cold, and I got a little taste of what it's like. But in everything, there's always a silver lining to be found. And the nice thing about snow and cold for street photography is they're just other variables, other factors about your environment that can change up the scenes, that can change the way that people behave. The catch, however, is that it was supposed to be as cold as -15 or 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Luckily, it wasn't actually that bad, but even with gloves, hat, jacket, the whole deal bundled up against the cold, it was, I would say, uncomfortable to be outside for a long period of time, standing around holding a camera. But I embraced it anyway, and not just once, but several times out in Montreal in the snow, the rain, the cold, the wind, everything. And I found over the course of my time here that if nothing else, even if you aren't in love with the results that you get, getting out in those conditions makes you feel a lot more accomplished. To be honest, I think that for a lot of people, getting out in general, even on a good day, is already a battle. I mean, very few of us are professional photographers doing this full time, picking up our camera on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And I know plenty of you probably go days or weeks or maybe even months without, really going out to shoot intentionally. It's hard to make the time. It can be very difficult. And if you live somewhere like Montreal that's dark and gray and freezing for so much of the year, it's probably even harder to find that motivation. But I think in any art form, it's really important to be adaptable and to be able to find things to inspire you and to get you out and creating, no matter your environment. And on a personal growth level, I think it's important to show up even when it's difficult, even when it's hard and there's resistance, even when you can't feel your nose. You'll learn a lot when you do that. Like, for instance, I'll probably come back to Montreal in the spring or summer next time. But some of my favorite shots from New York were in the rain. Some of my favorites from Montreal were just last week in the snow. Even in gray weather, cloudy weather, my least favorite time to shoot, there's usually something that I can find. But one thing I try to do is embrace every place for what it is. I talked about this quite a bit in my recent video from Copenhagen, letting different days be for different things. So I am the type of person who would rather go out and freeze for hours than potentially miss an opportunity to create or capture a scene. I have that very definite sense of creative photography FOMO for sure. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of proud of it. Like I said, it feels good to push through those obstacles. It feels good to overcome that resistance. And it feels very much like I've earned that trip to the brewery after wandering around in sub-zero temperatures for hours trying to find compositions to show you here on YouTube. For the record, this trip hasn't changed me at all. I suppose that's maybe an overstatement. There are some things that I could probably get really introspective about and find ways that Montreal has maybe altered my perspective. I mean, every new place rubs off on you to some degree, but what I'm getting at here is that I would still rather walk around in shorts and a t-shirt soaking up the sun. But the idea is that I'm glad that I went out with an open mind and captured Montreal in all of its icy, snowy, gray, drippy glory, and got a sense of how its residents experience this city for a good chunk of the year. I think it's important for street photographers to be documentarians. I think that it's important to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone and overcome resistance in a healthy way. And I think that throwing on a jacket and shooting in the snow can be that for a lot of people, including myself. That's my takeaway. I've loved being in Montreal the last 6 weeks. It's been kind of a hibernation period for me. I haven't been running around trying to shoot every day. You know, it hasn't been as frantic, it hasn't been as rushed as other places, and it's been a nice break. It's been a good opportunity to sit down, to edit, to catch up on some admin, to plan future videos, to plan for 2025, you know, the upcoming year. It's been great. So with that, thank you as always for watching so much. I appreciate it. Be sure to do all the YouTube stuff for the algorithm, like and comment and subscribe and all that. Just helps me reach more people and make more videos like this. And without any further ado, I will see you in the next one.